Call off the wedding right now. Compilation.
Stop right now.
Am I the a-hole for not going to the wedding of my father and his affair partner?
Ow!
When I was 17, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. 2 years later, she passed away. I am so sorry to hear. That's awful. During these 2 years, my dad was not around much. He was always working and going on business trips. Business trips. My aunt and grandma took care of mom. About 5 months after my mother's passing, my dad introduced me to his new girlfriend. Oh, you know they were dating before that. I was pissed. I yelled at him for how quickly he moved on from mom when they decided to tell me they've been in a relationship for 3 years.
Oh, no. We've been in a relationship since before your mother died. You know, when I was still married to her. It's okay. It hasn't been that fast. We've actually been together this whole time.
I'm sorry, how is that better? So when your mother was sick and dying, he was on business trips. Got it. Good. You're done. You're not the a-hole. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. My dad had been cheating on my mom while she was dying. His business trips were to meet his affair partner. I was so angry, I packed all my stuff and left his house. I haven't spoken to him since that day. Currently, I'm 25. The only family I speak to is an aunt who helped me when I left my dad's house. A few days ago, my aunt called me and asked me how I was, then asked me if I had heard from my dad. I asked why would I hear from him again? My aunt said dad is getting married to his affair partner and by going to his wedding it would help us mend our relationship.
Hell no!
I said, why would I do that? He's dead to me. There was a silence on the phone for a bit before my dad replied, asking if that was how I felt about him. Oh, so he was on the call the whole time. Oh, okay, so they ambushed you. Okay, got it. I immediately cut the call when I heard his voice. I realized he was with my aunt when she made the call. That was stupid. I texted my aunt telling her I asked her not to tell dad anything about me and she agreed back then. She texted me back saying I was an a-hole for saying what I said and my dad is crushed hearing that. And that I should move on by now. I did not want to argue with someone who helped me, so I blocked her. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, I mean, like, quite frankly, I don't think I'd be able to look at someone in the eye who did this to my mother. Because you're not only dealing with a dad who cheated on your mom, you're also dealing with a dad who didn't really care about your mother who died. That's horrible. And I'm sorry, you're totally valid for feeling the way you feel.
So messed up. Like, what are we supposed to do now?
Over the next 2 days, I got sent a wedding invitation to my mailbox. The only person in my family who knew my address was my aunt, and she gave my number to various members of the family. I'm being bombarded with calls and texts from dad, uncles, cousins, aunts saying I should give him a chance and come to the wedding. I feel like this is like a lot, you know? I feel like, hang on a second. There was no attempt to mend this relationship before the wedding. I don't think that like, if the next time you're seeing him will be at his wedding, I mean, you could go and do a little petty revenge. Maybe you should make a speech. Too far? Sorry. Some were calling me names for what I said. I got a text from the affair partner saying my dad is thinking of postponing the wedding and I should just talk to him. For context, the affair partner was a friend of my mom and knew she had cancer. Oh my Lord. Oh my good golly gosh. I said it's not my fault if he postpones the wedding. I don't want to have a relationship with dad or her. They are trying to force it. It got quiet after that, but being told by so many people from my dad's side I'm an a-hole did leave me conflicted, but I'm sticking to my guns. So am I the a-hole? I'm sorry, did he ever like apologize for like what he did? Like I like the way that you're writing this, it's like, okay, he cheated on your mom died, and then it's literally been years and there's been no attempt to like reconcile or talk to you about it. Like, it's a good thing that, you know, this wasn't just like a pointless affair, but it's still an affair, you know? Like, he is marrying her, but at the same time, it's like the circumstances are honestly quite unacceptable.
You know what? That's unacceptable, okay?
Yeah. I feel like he's trying to strong arm you into like celebrating him. No, it would be one thing if he like remarried like later on, but this whole relationship it really started on a bad note. They're both a-holes, and I just like, I think that before you could ever begin to accept there needs to be some serious accountability taken.
I've not come for what you hoped to do. I've come for what you did.
Relevant comments, your aunt violated your trust and the rest of your family needs to be cut off too. Yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck? How is it that they cannot see? Like, they just keep the peace shit. You keep the peace. You keep the peace then. He should have kept the peace by not cheating on your dying mom. OP responds, I blocked 39 numbers, but what my aunt did really made me sad. I genuinely thought she cared for me. I mean, listen, she probably does care for you. She probably wants the relationship to like mend, but you are under no obligation, especially when it doesn't really seem like there's been any accountability taken.
You've given me an obligation.
I feel like there's a catch here for them to want to reach out now and not years ago. And OP responds, I thought about this too, and I think you may be right because I got some text like it's a son's duty to take care of his father, and your future kids would want their grandfather in their life. Okay, so everybody's just kind of saying, like, just cut them out. Like, cut them out. Like, there's no point in maintaining relationships with people who do not care to, like, consider how you feel. Okay, so we do have an update.
Give it to me.
So this update was less than a month later. After the many texts and calls from multiple family members, I sent a text to all the numbers detailing what dad did and why I chose to be no contact with him. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, because like, do they like not know exactly the extent of like why you're choosing to not go to the wedding and not like support the marriage and go no contact? Like, let's like clarify that for a second. I then blocked all the numbers. I've changed my numbers, but kept the old number in a separate phone to collect evidence if they start to harass me from random numbers. But luckily nothing happened and I thought that was that. A week or so after that, my aunt's fiance came to my apartment. He knows what time I get off work and was waiting for me in the parking lot. I was apprehensive, but reassured me he only wanted to talk. According to him, the texts I sent caused a storm in that family. Ooh, okay, so they didn't know. He told me that some of the cousins who did not know what happened in the past started to question dad and affair partner, and they started to get defensive and deny it, but someone revealed it was true. This has caused a massive argument within the family with some cousins pulling out of the wedding. Wow, okay, good. I'm actually very glad that you sent that message because like, that's a lot of people. He blocked 39 numbers? That is a lot of people who like seem to be okay with your dad marrying your mom's friend after they cheated on her while she was dying.
That's crazy.
Like, my faith in humanity has somewhat been restored because, like, that's a lot. Like, it's one thing if one person who knows the situation feels that way. It's another thing for, like, the entire family. Dad wanted to postpone the wedding so he could talk to me, but the affair partner threatened to leave him if he did that. She sounds like an awful person, I'm just saying.
I need to stop this one now.
The news of what dad and affair partner did also reached some of their friends who at one point were friends of my mom as well. Some of them also pulled out of the wedding, and this caused affair partner to have a breakdown and start banning anyone who brings it up. I mean, I could be wrong here, but these could be the consequences of your actions. According to aunt's fiance, she's blaming all of this on me, saying I did this intentionally. I laughed at that. The wedding is still somewhat happening. Good for them. Like, hope you're really happy together. I asked him about my aunt and how this started, and he says all he knows is that there was a conversation of how bad the family would look if I wasn't at the wedding. There it is. This wasn't about mending fences. This was about optics. And my aunt offered to call me. He said he disagreed, but she did it anyway. He said he's only here because he felt I needed to know what happened. I thanked him, but I said I will be going no contact with her, and by extension, him as well. He agreed, wished me well, and left. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm completely okay. I miss my aunt, I miss my mom, but I know what I did was the right thing. I'm currently staying with my girlfriend and she's been cheering me up by coming up with absurd ways to ruin the wedding. I like your girlfriend. As a lot of you said, I should try therapy and I'm gonna take that advice. Some of the comments have made me realize I bottled up a lot of grief and anger. I'm super nervous about it, but I also feel it'll do me good. So once again, thank you for all your comments. Ciao. Ciao. OP did update a year later. He shared that he's been going to therapy, but, you know, having a really, really tough time processing everything that happened with his mom. Unfortunately, he and his girlfriend broke up. He was offered the chance to move to a head office of his company in another city, and, you know, things are going well. Not ready to date yet, but I'm glad that OP's in therapy and dealing with these unresolved feelings. And I'm glad that he stood his ground and didn't go to the wedding, because no, you're not the a-hole at all. The best of luck to them. I wish you well. In hell. Future mother-in-law called me stupid, and now I'm considering calling off the wedding. How do I approach the situation? I, 23 female, am engaged to John, 24 male. We've been together for 5 years. We wanted to get married in July of 2025. I always thought that his family liked me because we got along so well. He has 2 older brothers, 26 male and 29 female, both married. Honestly, I was very excited to have them as my in-laws. They were always kind to me. Some important information. About a year ago, when I was scrolling on Instagram, I saw a profile that was kind of cringy, but in a cute way. It was an older woman's profile who shared inspirational quotes. I remember one particular post, and it was something along the lines of, "Only stupid people pretend to know everything. Don't pretend, just ask." Honestly, this quote kind of changed me in a lot of ways. Before that, I was always worried I might embarrass myself if I don't know something. And after reading that quote, I realized that if I always pretend I know everything, then I miss out on actually getting to learn about things. Ooh, that's good advice. The more you know, the less you know, ain't it? So I decided to change my habits and start admitting that sometimes I genuinely don't know. Someone is talking about the war in Kosovo. Okay, sure, but let me first ask questions so I can really understand what we're talking about. And I ask a lot of questions sometimes. I sometimes even open the notes app and write in some questions that I later want to find answers to. These are my latest. How does time work in a black hole? Why do some snails have shells and others don't? What food is okay for ducks? How does the light bulb work? The old ones with gas inside them. And lastly, does everyone see colors the same? And how can we know that? Oh, it sounds like you're very curious. I love that. I love a bit of curiosity, bestie.
What? What is it?
Sorry for the long introduction, but it was kind of necessary for understanding what kind of person I am. I know sometimes I might come across as annoying. Now on to the problem. His parents hosted a small barbecue last weekend only for the family. So it was the mom, 54 female, dad, 59 male, brothers, 26 male and 29 male, and their wives, 27 female, both. I was the last person who showed up because I had to work late. I entered the house, and when I was walking toward the back of the house into the backyard, I heard John's mom talking about me. To be honest, she wasn't talking about me, more like mocking me. I heard her say in a high-pitched voice, "How does the sun work? Where should I put the fork? Why does nobody like me? How do I wipe my butt?" I just stood there. I had the sinking feeling I couldn't move, so I stood there, and I heard them all laughing. All of them? Even your fiance? One of the wives said, "I actually don't mind her always asking questions. I think it's cute." Oh my goodness. You know, I find that very frustrating because, like, I personally think that people don't know how to have conversations, you know? A genuine curiosity about other people and, like, you know, learning about things, it's really not that common in conversation. Like, I personally find it really difficult to have conversations with anyone because I don't connect with them on a level where we can talk about something interesting for an extended period of time. I think that people having genuine curiosity and actually caring and eye contact is another big one, is actually a very good quality to have. I wish there were more people like that.
I'm interested in this.
And this is not me saying like, no, I'm too smart for people. It just doesn't really seem like anybody listens or is curious about other people or curious about learning. Like, it's just, yeah, it reminds me of a time where, like, oh man, I still have this memory that's so vivid of like me when I was like 6 years old and I was at the lunch table and I was watching like Shark Week. Okay, so I really like sharks. I am a shark aficionado, okay? Big fan of Shark Week. Okay, and I had just watched this documentary, I'm sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, about how, you know, like sharks and how they have babies and stuff like that. And I thought it was so cool. And I came to school and we were talking about it at the lunch table. I was just like, wow, like, isn't this interesting? The conversation ended with everyone bullying me and laughing at me because I liked sharks and thought they were interesting. And I cried in the bathroom stall. Like, I will never forget it. Like, I found it so weird that, like, being curious and, like, being interested in things and wanting to talk to other people about stuff that I found interesting was, like, funny. And I deserved to be mocked over that. Anyways, that was, like, a group of, like, 6-year-olds. Like, the fact that this is still happening, like, to full-grown adults is crazy.
Shut up!
So the comment from one of the wives made me feel hopeful that they will say something like, yeah, sure, we were just playing, we love that. But none of them did. Instead, the mom replied, it's not cute, she's just stupid. After that, they all laughed again. I heard John laughing. My heart kind of broke in that moment because he didn't even say one positive thing. He didn't defend me, he just laughed. I quietly turned around and left the house. I texted John I got sick and have to stay home. Now I'm wondering how I should have approached the situation. I honestly would have walked right in. Like, I would have literally walked right in. Like, I know it's a little too late, but like, just been like, sorry, what was everybody talking about? We live together and I sleep in the guest bedroom for now, and I use the excuse that I don't want him to get sick from being around me. I can't ignore him forever and I can't pretend to be sick anymore because it's been too long. I'm not sure how do I proceed. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. I'm considering talking to them about this, but I'm also worried they won't be honest with me. I mean, no, because it makes them kind of look like a jerk, honestly.
You're a poopy head.
I can't marry him if he really thinks I'm stupid, but I also can't marry into a family who thinks so little of me. But maybe it was a joke and I shouldn't take it so seriously. I'm torn apart and every day I convince myself a little more that it's okay and sometimes we should all laugh about ourselves. Now I'm feeling like I'm going crazy. I would really appreciate some advice. Yeah, I mean, you definitely, because you're confused about the situation, I definitely think that you do need to talk to your fiance about it. And I think that you need to say, listen, I heard what you guys were saying the other day, and I just want to know more about like why you were saying the things you were saying. And like, if I was ever being annoying, like I apologize, but like I'm just a curious person and I like learning. And
here's the thing about learning. It's for nerds.
I don't really think that you need to defend yourself, quite honestly. OP updated, there are comments saying they can't stand people like me. I agree that sometimes I can be a bit too much with the questions, but with that being said, I think I'm still within reason. I don't think that like you asking questions relates to you being stupid at all. I think that the fact that you want to learn means that you're not stupid. So I don't do it around people I just met. I rarely do it at parties or other gatherings. I usually do it with people who are close to me, who I think wouldn't judge me, with people who specifically have knowledge about something and are willing to share it. If I'm a part of a conversation, I'm not rude, I'm not interrupting. I usually just ask one or two questions. Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that she like makes a note in her, like that she wants to learn more about it. What a weird thing. Like, this is so bizarre. I don't know. I feel like I can relate to OP, so maybe I'm like a little bit biased, but I genuinely think that the right person would really love that about you.
I don't know if I'm the right person for that.
It kind of reminds me of like this cousin that I have that like when he was a little kid, he used to ask like a ton of questions, like all the time. He was so curious, like, and it did get like a little bit annoying at times, but like the fact that he was so curious and interested in learning, this dude ended up being like an engineer. Like, he was so unbelievably smart. I think it's a sign of intelligence as opposed to being stupid.
Wow, I'm so smart.
I think being stupid is being someone who isn't curious and isn't interested in learning and thinks they know everything. So we do have an update. 3 days later. First of all, I want to thank all the people who reached out to answer my questions about black holes, snails, ducks, light bulbs, and other stuff. I would love to have you as my friends. For the other people who said I should just shut up, I don't really care if you find me annoying or hard to be around. I'm okay with that. I don't exist to please everyone. I'm here for a good time and have my own interests and learn. Oh my God. I think that more people need to be like this. Like, I think if more people were curious and tolerant of like learning and like, I just feel like we would have a lot less problems in the world.
Is there anything that's worth more than peace and love on the planet?
I didn't expect my post to gain so much attention, but I'm grateful for the advice. Most of you told me to break up with him and at the very least confront him, so that's what I decided to do. Before I did that, I texted the wife of John's brother, the one who said she liked me asking questions. I asked if we could meet up for coffee. She said, sure. We met and I didn't see the point in pretending to her that I didn't hear their conversation. So after some small talk, I just said, I heard you talking about me at the barbecue. She immediately got sad and said she felt embarrassed. She explained it wasn't a joke, wasn't out of context, and it was mean and hurtful. She said she's sorry for not defending me more, but I said that's okay and I understand. I mean, she's the one that defended you over everyone else, including your own fiance, so I told her I didn't blame her for anything and I just wanted to make sure I understood the situation and saw it for what it really was. And it really was laughing about me behind my back. Bullying. At this point, I had to confront John. In my last post, so many comments were saying that he will probably try gaslighting me, and you were right. Okay, let's get this over with. We were having dinner for the first time since the barbecue happened, because before I tried my best to avoid him. Yes, I know, not very mature of me, but other than you guys, I really don't have a strong support system. My family and best friends are hundreds of kilometers away. I only have 2 good friends here. I was so stressed, I thought I was going to pass out. My legs were shaking and I was terrified because I knew deep down that this is the moment when my 5-year relationship went down the drain. I looked at him in the eyes and asked, "How does the sun work?" He looks confused. Oh, that's good. Oh, right from the conversation. Oh, yes. So I followed up with, "Where should I put my fork? Why does nobody like me?" At this point, realization hit him and he started nervously laughing.
That is so awkward to watch.
I said I was there and I heard them. After the initial shock passed, he got mad. He said it's rude to eavesdrop. Is it? Is it now? Well, I think it's rude to talk shit about people for no reason whatsoever. I said it's rude to bully people. He tried telling me it was just a joke, that I shouldn't be so uptight, that it really was funny. I said I didn't find it funny, and I went to the guest room to calm down. He started panicking. He was asking me to please talk to him. He was much more apologetic and said he will be 100% honest with me. I asked if his mother made similar comments before the barbecue. He said yes. I asked him if he ever defended me. He said he tries to. I don't know if I believe him. I don't think I believe him either, honestly. Like, he would say that. He told me he loves me and respects me. I don't know if I believe that either.
Girl, the shade of it all.
I mean, the fact that his mother and like his whole family felt comfortable enough to have like this like key session around him, and he was like totally fine with like laughing about it. Like, they've 100% done this before. The fact that they were that comfortable means they've 100% done it before and they felt comfortable doing it in front of him because he never stood up for you, ever. If he had, that's literally all it takes. When someone is getting bullied, that's all it takes, is someone being like,
I don't know. I don't really feel comfortable with this conversation. Like, I feel like she means well, and I don't appreciate you talking about my future wife like that.
That's all it would take, literally. They're all keying and laughing about how supposedly stupid you are. No. I said I love him too, but I need a break. He's all I ever known. He was my first and only partner. I have no outside perspective of this. I have no experience. I need a moment to think. I will be going to my friends for a while to think everything through. The apartment has his name on the lease anyway. After I gathered some of my things and left, he kept texting me nonstop. He tried calling, but I didn't respond. I was very hurt because he tried to belittle my feelings, and only later, when he realized I might break up with him, he started apologizing. The next day, I decided to give him another chance to explain himself, and I came back to the apartment. He seemed sad and tired. He said that he told his mother that I overheard them. I said, I don't care. It's his time to step up and show me that he cares. I'm not interested in an apology from his mother. I'm already done with her. I can't put up with this behavior and mocking me like we're in primary school. I saw a comment that probably her ego is hurting. I mean, yeah, like I fail to understand how someone being curious and asking questions and being genuinely interested in what other people are saying and genuinely interested in knowledge, that is a sign of intelligence. That is not a sign of being stupid.
I'm not stupid.
She never got the chance nor ever had the desire to have an education. There it is. And listen, just because you don't have an education does not mean that like you're less smart than other people. Understand that the more you know, the less you know, okay? Maybe she wishes she was a little more like you. She's a very good homemaker, but outside of that, she doesn't have interests of her own. If I'm asking her about making tomato soup, she will be talking for 30 minutes, lecturing me about adding enough sugar, but not too much. She will lecture anyone who's willing to listen.
Listen to me very carefully.
But anytime someone's talking about something she's not familiar with, she gets defensive and tries to imply nobody cares, and if it's not relevant to her, it shouldn't be discussed. See, that's it. I think if anybody is lacking in intelligence or being intolerant of learning, it's her. Once again, he tried telling me that I should relax because it was only a joke, and at this point, I had enough. If someone keeps saying something is a joke when you have clearly stated that you do not find it funny, it's not a joke. It's funny to everyone except the person that it's about. I took off my ring and told him that this behavior is a joke and I can't be the punchline. I told him I wish him and his family the best and to look in the mirror to check if they are really as superior as they think they are. I said I'm going to be back with my friend to pick up the rest of my stuff and not to contact me unless it's about moving my things out. And that's it. I'm done. Thank you for all the advice. Without you, I wouldn't have the confidence to leave this man. I know I deserve better. Yeah, and you deserve someone who like loves those little, if you could even call them quirks about you. I feel like having a genuine interest in things, like it is not cool to not care and to think that you're like above people. It is not cool to like, you know, sit on the internet and just like criticize others for trying and for learning and for, you know, trying to better themselves. Like that is not, you're not cool. Like you're not.
Not cool. Not cool!
It's not cool to criticize someone who's trying to better themselves and learn. Honestly, I wish that we could be friends, OP, because I feel like we could have a long conversation about what ducks eat. Sometimes I bring like this up and it's just like falls on deaf ears. I find it so interesting. Like if I could find someone to talk about Egyptian history with, oh my God, please. I'm over here watching my like 8th documentary of the day. So we have one last update. So I got my own apartment now. Good. I've lived with my friend and she was an amazing support for me after the breakup, but I have my own place closer to my university and work. Turns out my ex-fiance didn't tell his family we broke up. I blocked them all except for the ex because we needed to keep in touch in order to get my stuff from the apartment. And nice sister-in-law. And a week after the breakup, she texted me and asked when I will come to the parents' house because everyone wants to apologize. Oh, interesting. I called her and said we're no longer together and I don't want their apology. She seemed shocked because my ex was telling them that we were fine and she just needs some time.
He's just a lion sack.
Nah, man, if this is a deal breaker for her, she don't need time. Ex-sister-in-law told me the family's still fighting over this whole ordeal and the brothers are giving my ex a hard time about the situation. I told her nicely, I don't want any updates. I like her, but I can't put my energy toward following their every move. She told me she understands. I don't know what happened after that. I'm happy. I went on a date with a cute guy I met in a cafe, but I'm taking everything slow and I don't want to rush. I'm not ready because just 3 months ago, I was planning a wedding and right now I'm single and focusing on studying and work. When I graduate, I want to adopt a kitten and that's my only goal. I also enrolled in CS50 by Harvard X, and I recommend you all try to learn something new today. Wow. Okay, so you like smart. You like smart. What is Harvard X? Charlotte doesn't know things. She's stupid. No, I do my research. I'm willing to learn.
You're goddamn right.
Okay, so it's online Harvard, basically. That's amazing. The story honestly really hit home. Be the nerd, okay? Am I the a-hole for ruining my stepson's wedding? For context, I have been married to my husband for just over 20 years. We started dating when my stepkids were 5 and 3. Our kids are Adam, 28, stepkid number 1.
Adam!
Ben, 26, stepkid number 2, Charles, 20, Dave, 17, and Ellie, 13. Adam is getting married at the end of the summer to his fiancée, Alice, 27 years old. We have all been very excited for them. All of the kids have roles for the wedding. Charles is the best man, the other 2 boys are groomsmen, and Ellie is a junior bridesmaid. Junior bridesmaid? Never heard of that before.
Just means she's little.
Last weekend, we had a dinner for my husband's birthday. All of the kids attended, along with Alice. The topic of the wedding came up again, and this is where it started to go downhill. Ellie brought up that she was so excited to go dress shopping and that we planned to go to a bigger city in a few weeks to get her a dress, and me, a stepmom, of the groom dress. At that, Alice looked at Adam sideways. You mean like this? And responded that we only needed to worry about one dress, Ellie's.
Huh?
Ellie kind of laughed and said,
What are you expecting mom to wear? A suit?
Alice responded with, OP isn't going. You know we are keeping our guest list very limited to only family and a few close friends. Hang on a second. So your daughter is going and you're not? Make it make sense. Is she not like family?
When you're here, you're family.
Adam and Alice have been to our house numerous times for holidays, dinners, just to say hi since they've been engaged. This has never been brought up. Pretty quickly, things escalated. The Cliff Notes version is that Charles asked them to clarify if they were choosing to uninvite me now or if I was never invited. Alice confirmed the latter. Oh, that's awkward. But then why does she want, like, your kids are in the wedding? I beg your finest pardon. Why? Adam said it's because I'm not his mom. But you're his stepmom. That does constitute as family. Charles, David, and Ellie argued with Adam and Alice that none of them were going to go if I wasn't invited. That it was cruel to leave me out, given I've been his parent for the majority of his life and loved him like my own. My husband and I admittedly sat there for a minute, just frickin' shocked. Yeah, I can understand the whole, like,
you're not my mom, you're my stepmom
argument if, like, you're like a new parent, right? Like, they grew up with their own mother, you know, like maybe you were an affair partner or whatever, or like they were being defiant because you told them not to do something. But this is like nothing happened for them to be like,
no, you're not my mother, you're not my family member, you're not invited to my wedding.
Okay. Adam finally turned to my husband and said, well, my husband told him he wouldn't be going either. Period. Stand on business. Protect your lady. Adam then turned to me and asked if I was really going to let everyone ruin his wedding on my behalf. I mean, you didn't exactly like tell them to not go to the wedding. How is your reaction to their disrespect your fault? Here's where I might be the a-hole. I just laughed. I don't know what came over me, but the entire thing was so ridiculous that laughing was the only thing I could get out. It's kind of laughable, like, let's be honest. I told my husband I'd be waiting in the car and left, and then promptly bawled my eyes out. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is like so hurtful. I just like can't understand this mentality. Like, yes, I understand keeping the wedding small and like not wanting to invite, you know, like significant others and stuff like that. But like, this is not someone that you can leave out because you're keeping the wedding small. It would be one thing if like none of your kids were invited. No, it's not. It's like literally like, what is your problem? Like, what?
You're being awfully mean.
Clearly they have some like secret animosity toward you because what is going on? The amount of people that I've had to include in the wedding that like I literally don't even know just to be polite in my wedding. I can't even imagine. Anyways, Charles, David, and Ellie are not talking to Adam. Adam called my husband yesterday to try and smooth things over. He was still adamant I'm not invited to their wedding. Like, at this point, it's just silly.
I'm a silly goose.
What is it? Like a couple $100 a head to pay for her to come to the wedding? She's probably gonna give you back a gift. At this point, you're just being rude for no reason and you're causing issues in your family for like no reason. He also requested I apologize for laughing at him, but he's not apologizing for like not including you. My husband told him, tough titties. It's their wedding and they can invite whoever they want, but they can't control who will actually go. They said they owe me an apology, period, and that Adam should be ashamed of himself. I am getting texts now asking WTF I did and why I'm being a step monster and ruining the wedding. Am I the a-hole? So obviously, like some commenters are saying that like there's context missing here. Like, were you mean to, you know, the stepson? Like, were you kind of an evil stepmother? Like, why did he not invite OP? First comment says, I feel like there's a lot missing here. You've been married to his dad since he was 8. That was years of elementary, middle school, high school, college, 20 years. Is his mother living? Did his fiance influence him? Just seems a bit odd to not invite his dad's wife of 20 years and call her not family. I don't think you're the a-hole, but I just want to know more about the past 20 years. So OOP has responded with additional context. I'm sorry, I had to cut out a lot for the character count to post. When Adam called, my husband did ask him if I had done anything. If it was related to bio mom, she's never gotten along with us, and if I had overstepped in any way. Adam says no, it's just that they want family only. Stepdad is invited as far as we know. I was a stay-at-home mom for most of my stepkids' childhood and we had 50-50. My husband has always worked a lot, but has been as involved as possible. The house and child rearing mostly fell to me. So like, why do they feel like you're not their mom? Like, it kind of sounds like you are.
That's just a little weird.
Weird behavior. I love our kids to pieces. I thought we had made it clear from the beginning that I am and was another parent that loves them, not a replacement mom. We never had any issues, and I thought up until now that we were close. Our communication has slowed since he met Alice, but he was calling me about once or twice a week prior to this. Alice and I have gone shopping on occasion, gotten lunch. I even went with her to the florist for the wedding because her mom wasn't available and Adam got called into work. There has to be something. Someone's causing an issue and my husband and I are baffled. Is his mom invited? Another commenter said. Yes, as far as we've heard, stepdad is also invited. Huh. Okay. We, my husband and I, have never gotten along with his mom, but play nice as we still have 50-50 of younger stepson, Ben. Adam and his mom had a falling out a few years ago. She was starting to treat him the way she's always treated husband and I. That is, poorly. I don't know how to nicely explain other than she is our favorite word, narcissist. Adam hasn't wanted to talk about it much and we won't push it. I know they talk and visit, but still how close they are, I have no idea. I feel like maybe the mother has been kind of colluding. Not colluding, just like spitting poison in the ears. I just don't understand where this animosity is coming from. With regards to our wedding, we have been very inclusive, relatively very inclusive. Even, making sure our friends and family all had someone there that they knew, or making sure that we invite spouses of people. It's also a destination wedding. So you kind of have to make sure that people have someone to talk to. It's a lot to be at a wedding for a couple of days, a destination, you don't know anybody. This concept is so foreign to me. And I can understand maybe having restrictions on cost and wanting it to be small. I don't understand the double standard of inviting the mother and the stepfather, but not inviting you, the stepmother. Okay, so some info about the actual number of people going to the wedding. It's probably relevant, but my husband's parents are long since deceased. My parents, dad, stepmom, and mom have all been very involved with all the kids since they were little. They're not going since if I'm not family, they aren't either. My brother and sister-in-law, their daughter, my cousin, they call him uncle, and several of my other family members that have been around since stepkids were little have also dropped. They're up to 20 people that have rescinded their yes RSVP for a wedding of maybe 60 people. Okay. I mean, that's embarrassing. That kind of gives you insight into how people feel about OP not being invited. They don't think it's fair and they think it's kind of terrible, quite frankly, because if it really was a situation where it's OP was a bad stepmom, then maybe they would understand and still go. But it's clear that with this protest, it seems like OP is in the right. So we do have an update. Before I give an update, I just want to answer a few frequently asked questions. 1, I'm not an affair partner. My husband didn't cheat on his ex-wife with me. We met about a year after they divorced. She was already engaged, not to current stepdad, not that that really matters. 2, Ben was at the dinner, he's autistic. I went into it more in some of my comments, but he was very upset. He didn't understand what the argument was exactly about, but he was mostly upset at Adam for saying I'm not their parent and that all the siblings were fighting with each other. Anyways, the update. The short is, if you guessed it was related to biomom, you were correct.
It feels to always be right.
I revel in it.
I love being correct. I did not want this to be the case. Adam rescheduled with Charles for Monday, citing Easter weekend, fair enough. He also texted my husband to let him know that Alice would be doing Easter with her parents. We expected that. At some point on Sunday, Ellie texted Alice. I'm not sure what exactly was said, but it prompted Alice to spill everything that was going on with her parents. I have met them a few times, but they live a few hours away. They encouraged her and Adam to reach out to us to clear everything up. Monday, we dropped Ben off to Biomom's. He stayed an extra night for Easter fun.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
A few hours later, she began to blow up my husband's phone as Ben mentioned the fight. My husband answered one call in which she was screaming and promptly hung up. He texted her that the siblings argued, everything is fine, and that if Ben has any further questions, we will talk about it when he's back with us. From some things she texted, we knew it was the root of all of this. Monday, Adam also met up with Charles and he did come clean. Charles texted us to see if it was okay if they came over and we said yes. I'm not gonna lie, Adam looked a mess. He immediately began crying and apologizing. The short and sweet is that he's been trying to mend bridges with Biomom. There it is. Their wedding isn't 60 people, it's blown up to about double that, and they've been struggling to figure out how to pay for it. At one of their visits, Alice let it slip, and Biomom jumped to help pay for things. Okay, so now that she's helped pay for things, she kind of has her little fingers in the pie.
You're meddling in things that ought not to be meddled in.
When a family member contributes to your wedding, it's never zero strings attached.
You sound like you're speaking from experience.
I'm just saying. And that's fine, you know what I mean? But like, I can understand wanting to invite additional people because they're paying for the wedding, but not excluding people. It snowballed from there, from small requests to big requests. I'm not sure what the final nail in the coffin was, but it ended with Biomom requesting I not be there. Ooh, there she goes. Adam said it was easier to hurt me and risk World War III with his mom. I mean, you got World War III anyway, so. Alice's parents were less than pleased to find out how they've been with the wedding and budget, and even less so at Biomom's antics. They're trying to figure out how to start covering the payments Biomom has made. We've decided to help some with this. Adam also asked if we could meet again in a few days with Alice, and we've said yes. There is still a lot of ground to cover for this to be closed and mended. I am hurt, but mostly I'm angry on behalf of my oldest son. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense now.
Might have gotten away with it too. If it wasn't for these blasted kids and their dogs.
There's always an underbelly, you know? It's like there's someone meddling here. So we do have another update. This is the final update, which was posted 1.5 months later. To catch everyone up really quick, Adam came over to have a convo with us after talking to Charles. He's been reconnecting with his mother over the last year, and she's the real root of everything. It started with small requests as they got closer, then she's paying for things at the wedding, and escalated to me being uninvited. About a week after that, Adam and Alice came over for another convo. Husband and I read through all of your comments, and we have a game plan. We explained that while we love them to bits and forgive them, this is still a big frick up, and they need to hold themselves accountable for one, the mess with Biomom, and two, how they treated me. They wanted their wedding so bad that they were willing to mistreat someone that like literally raised Adam. Like how must that feel for you to raise someone and spend 20 years having a relationship with someone and their dad to then be excluded and like the gaslighting and like, yeah, I understand that Biomom was kind of responsible, but at the end of the day, they're grown adults and they should have said no to Biomom. Just say like, okay, I'm sorry, is that a condition for accepting this money? Because if that's a condition, then
No.
we don't want your money. We'll find another way to pay for it. They let money and manipulation kind of take over. It's not fair to you at all, OP. It wasn't just about the dinner. It was also about the months they allowed ex-wife to crap talk me to them. We would not be bailing them out financially for this. I haven't pried into too many details, but Adam had a talk with his mom. She was calm and agreed to everything he said. Suspicious. Mostly that they will not exclude me from future events or tolerate any unkind words about me moving forward. Him and Alice canceled their wedding. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. And it's like, if it's getting out of hand, then you need to seriously think about whether or not you can afford a wedding. They got back a good portion of their money, mostly to pay back Biomom. And when he tried to drop off a check, she lost it. Adam hasn't wanted to talk much about the things that were said, but he has told us they are currently no contact. I won't say the exact date, but Adam and Alice asked us to meet for dinner. We got there and Alice's parents and siblings were there too. It wasn't just dinner. They eloped. We got to go to the courthouse with them and then celebrate with them after. They seemed so happy.
That's all that matters.
Love that. 3 days later, Hubs was at work and I was coming home from errands when I got a very panicked call from Ellie. Ex-wife was outside, pounding on our door, screaming her head off. I gave Ellie instructions and then called 911. I then called my husband. When I got there, ex-wife was already detained. Oh, not detained. Oh. She hadn't broken in, but had damaged the outside of our door and the siding surrounding it, and she was still screaming. The stuff she was saying was absolutely vile, and most of the reason I haven't wanted to update. It was everything from that she hates me, and it's my fault Adam won't talk to her, to stealing my kids from me won't replace the ones you've lost. Oh, hang on one second. Is she talking about a miscarriage? Oh, absolutely not. Is that what's happening here? What's that comment about? After that comment, I tuned out the rest until she was placed in the back of a cop car. I mean, I don't hate this ending. It's important context, but we've had several miscarriages. Okay. One of which I know ex-wife knew about. Wow. What I really think she was getting at is the baby we had between David and Ellie, who was full term and stillborn. Oh, what a horrible thing to say to you. I still don't understand how anyone could say something so awful and carry so much hate. Putting it out there is hard, and honestly, I don't have much of a comment on it other than I'm lucky to have the husband that I do. Yes, you are. You can't control the family you married into and the baggage that comes with it, but like, I'm very impressed with your husband for sticking by you throughout this whole ordeal. It really shows what kind of person you are and also what kind of person he is. Some of the charges we declined to pursue. Some the police department will be pursuing regardless if we ask them to or not. She's already bailed out, but our restraining order has been granted pending a court date with the judge. From the bits and pieces we hear, ex-wife's family has put her on lockdown. Her brother works for the department that has arrested her, so this has been quite the talk of the town. We have not heard from her since, and her mother has told my husband we absolutely won't be hearing from her or having any other issues. We have been doing exchanges for Ben with stepdad. Oh my goodness, that is one hell of an update. I love it when the villain in the story like goes to jail, you know? That's just so fun. Anybody else find that fun? Just me? Top comment says, it is so sad that his bio mom couldn't love her son more than she hated her ex-wife. And I don't understand the hatred. She wasn't an affair partner. Bio mom was already engaged to someone else when they broke up. Why the hatred, you know? Having a relationship with your children does not mean that you need to like make them hate the stepmom who raised them. Maybe there's like some deep-rooted like jealousy and hatred for someone who had a better relationship with her kids, but you can't really be blaming anyone but yourself for the choices that you've made and the failure of your marriage. Like, you just can't, especially not in this respect. OP wasn't cheating with her now ex-husband, so what is Biomom's reasoning? Biomom was remarried. What concerns me most is Adam was listening to his mother's crap about OP, took money from Biomom and agreed. He knows so much better than that. Shame on Adam. I completely agree with that. Yes, he apologized eventually, but you had to do a lot of like recon to find out what really happened. And what really happened is not a good enough reason, quite frankly. Like, it's just not.
Oh yeah, we wanted, someone to pay for the wedding, and her condition was that I had to literally uninvite the woman who raised me.
Are you insane? Absolutely not. I really hope you guys work through this and stuff, but it's just genuinely not fair to you, OP, and stand on your business. Stand on that business. My guess is jealousy that the kids love OOP possibly even more than the bio mom. I mean, that'll do it. Let it be known that just because her biological kids love their stepmom, that does not mean that they love her any less. It's not a competition. There's room for everyone. Get over it. Jeez. So are you the a-hole for laughing at your stepson and ruining his wedding? No, I feel like laughing was the only possible response to what he did. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to compete with my sister at my own wedding? Oh!
Sisters.
I, 33 female, have a sister. We'll call her Libby, 36 female, who's always needed to one-up me my entire life. Ugh, I hate a one-upper. Hate a one-upper. There are a few people on this earth that deserve a hot pillow to sleep on that gives them bad dreams, and one of them is a one-upper. If she can't, she'll play the victim to try to get attention. She has borderline personality disorder and is bipolar and manic at times. Okay, noted. I will keep that in mind. It's always a lot. Last summer, after dating for 2 years, my partner, Max, 34 male, and I got engaged. We FaceTimed our parents, and then he texted my family group chat sharing the news. Everyone congratulated us, except Libby.
Of course!
Instead, she announced she was dating someone. My goodness, what a wonderful opportunity to make it about you.
I hear you talking about me. I see you. I see you.
Everyone kind of ignored the comment until a few days later. By September, we all met up in town for lunch to meet her new boyfriend, John, 37 male. John seemed nice, but was quiet. After a bit, my older sisters were asking details about the wedding, and Libby chimes in, cutting me off by saying,
"It's okay to wear white, right?"
Like, why do you even have to ask that at this point? We've been through this.
Come on, man.
I just looked at her and said, sure, if you want to be thrown overboard. We were planning a private ceremony on a boat on the East Coast. Yeah, no, that's like walk the plank territory. She laughs and jokes we could just have a double wedding. No one was laughing, and John didn't seem to care. So many more comments were made, and my sisters had to keep asking if she was serious. We finished lunch pretty quickly and left. She texted me that she was glad I adored John. I didn't really get to know him because he didn't talk, and said they're excited about the wedding. I told her he wasn't invited and that I would need to think about it. Oh, okay, noted.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, see, the invite situation with weddings is a little sus. Like, I've been, in this position where, Mike and I had just started dating and I wasn't included in the wedding guest list for, like, one of Mike's friends. It was kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but, it's the couple's choice at the end of the day. And, like, I finally got it, like, when it came to my own wedding. And if you had been dating someone for a few months or something, or, you were engaged or married, then, like, yes, obviously you would get a +1. But there were instances of like, well, why didn't I get a +1? Like, I would have loved to have brought a date. And it's like, this is not a place to have like a first date. Because every person that you invite to a wedding, like, costs money. You don't know how those people are going to act if you don't know them. So it's always a bit of a liability, and it costs money to invite people you don't know to your wedding. And you don't really understand that until you have your own.
And that is an encouraging thought.
And I am a real liability, so I get I get why I wasn't included in the wedding guest list. Oh man. I told her he wasn't invited and I would need to think about it. I then texted her by recapping all the things she said that made me uncomfortable. I ended by saying if she takes attention away from Max or I on our wedding weekend, she's cut out of our lives. Fast forward to the ceremony and the whole day was perfect. I married my best friend and we were in bliss. Libby and John, we did end up inviting him. Tried mingling with people, but no one would talk to them because they'd been making rude comments about Max and I. They ended up leaving early. That was May. Now we're hosting a big reception for all the extended family and friends in our home state where we live next month. I work in the event industry and I'm going all out, cashing in favors and just ready to really party. I thought all was good until I started getting messages from extended family about telling my sister she's not allowed to get engaged or married until 2026. What? I just took a screenshot of Libby and I's convo and sent it to them. All of them apologized. Libby is going around telling people that you told her not to get engaged or married until 2026? Okay. All of them apologized. I talked to Libby and she said they were lying and she never said that. Then during a family dinner, my parents asked if we were gonna start a family and Max shared we were after the reception. Libby looked at John and smirked and went back to eating. Well, that was 3 months ago. 2 months ago, she found out she may have cancer, so my family kind of dropped everything to focus on her. We all did. Turns out it was not cancer.
You scared the jeepers out of me.
Then she said they were trying to get pregnant. Now, my family is super religious. Like, will not be happy or celebrate until you're married if possible.
All we've got to do is just keep our pants on.
So I figured she'd wait until she was engaged and that it was happening soon. Well, today, I found out by accident that Libby is 8 weeks pregnant and planning to secretly announce something at our reception. It's like,
okay, well, I can't get engaged, but she can't stop me from getting pregnant.
It's giving one-upper. I am taking her mental health problems into account. I am. No one knows except 3 people. She's taken so much from my life. I have no idea if she's announcing her pregnancy or if they're engaged, but she will try to make it about her. She told the family she plans on using the name we picked out for 3 years if it's a boy.
What the hell?
I just want to uninvite her, but I'm not supposed to know about the pregnancy. And outside of that, I don't really have a justifiable reason that won't make me look like the a-hole. I already notified my maid of honor and planner, my 2 besties, and they want a game plan to avoid some issues, but WTF, I'm not spending all this money for a family feud at our celebration of marriage. Ooh, yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, you do know about it. She's your sister, so it's hard. It's hard not to include her. It just seems like she just keeps finding ways to try and one-up you, despite you setting boundaries.
Oh, that's not very nice.
It's a tough one because she is your sister, and like, could there be a way of, making sure your bridal party and your mom just sort of stop her from doing anything? But like, I just feel like if she wants to cause a scene, she will cause a scene. you know? Ugh. The fact that you're worried about this leading up to your wedding is so annoying. Or at least your wedding reception, you know what I mean? Today's video is sponsored by Bombas. Introducing the Bombas Sunday Slipper. And listen, calling it a slipper feels like the understatement of the year. These things feel like my feet are being hugged by a baby lamb with separation anxiety. Bombas Sunday Slipper are the perfect gift for your whole family. If you want to give people a gift that they will actually use, I've been living in these for the past 2 months. The inside and the outside are made of this super soft Sherpa. Warm, but not sweaty. For the most part. And the grips on the bottom help me speed walk around my house like a ping pong ball. Bombas is a purpose-driven brand with a one purchased, one donated policy. They've donated 150 million essential clothing items to date, and they come with a 100% happiness guarantee. Not only do your feet win, your conscience wins. That's the type of multitasking I need as an adult. Feel good and do good with Bombas, knowing that your purchase is doing some real good out there. New customers get 20% off their first purchase. Just go to bombas.com/Charlotte Dobre, all caps, and use code Charlotte Dobre, all caps, at checkout. All right, let's see what other people said in the comments. If you have a family group chat, you can congratulate her now before your party. Then there's nothing to announce. That's a good one. If not, make sure she doesn't go near the mic. If she gets angry, ignore her. You could kind of like maybe see if you can budget for like some sort of security to take her out. Agreed, she can't go near the mic.
Well, I have a microphone and you don't.
But at the same time, people still like, you know, if they start like hitting their glass and whatever and they...
Everyone, I'd like to make an announcement.
Like a mic is not gonna matter. She's just gonna yell it. If you don't have a family group chat, do it on social media. Either way, make sure everyone knows she has nothing to announce. It kind of just sounds like she'll find a different way to steal the spotlight or try to steal the spotlight. You know what I mean? I like the idea of kind of spilling the beans.
I'm sorry.
Give her a taste of her own medicine, you know what I mean? OP responded, the issue is my aunt doesn't know I found out, and she's apparently the only one in the family that knows. So if I spill the beans, I could ruin my relationship with her. I genuinely care for my aunt more than my sister, which I know is effed up, but trying to figure out a way to enforce her to tell me prior so I can address it without anyone else being involved. Someone said, just chat to her with someone there as a witness. Suggest going for sushi and say, unless you're pregnant, and read it in whatever her reaction is. Be thrilled for her. Make plans for the baby shower, give her some of the attention she craves. And then let it out in the family so she can't steal your spotlight at the reception.
Genius. Let's do this.
OP says, okay, this is generous. Taking notes. Noted. Yeah, I mean, these are all very sneaky ways to have to deal with someone with very clear mental health problems. So I'm interested to know what happened, and we do have an update. So I honestly have been taking a few days to process everything because it just kept coming in, and I'm a week out from our big day. The day after finding out, I chatted with my wedding planner and maid of honor to set up fail-safes just in case she tried to pull something. They both have been in my life for so long and super protective of me. Neither are a fan of my sister, and told me that if I found out, they're sure others found out. And they were right.
Suck it, Nancy.
I had 2 family members come forward a few days later and confess they knew and wanted to warn me. I chatted with my wedding planner and she told me everything will be okay and to just trust her. She's got my back. After talking to her, I did feel better. I'm glad you have a good wedding planner and support system.
And I fully support that, Warner. You know that, right?
Sucks that you even have to take these kind of precautions, but it is what it is. Fast forward to today. Libby called me sobbing. She let me know she was in fact pregnant, but that she miscarried. Oh. Okay. She does not know if she can even come anymore and said she's too upset to be around people. Oh my. Oh, that's horrible. I told her I would support whatever decision she made and ultimately she's staying home. Okay, fair. It's up to her. During that call, I lost all anger and anxiety and stress over the situation, and I felt conflicted. I would never wish ill on someone who has or is having a miscarriage. That is a traumatic experience, and I'm grieving for her. On the other side, I feel horrible that I am relieved.
I'm going straight to hell.
No, that's totally fair. It's definitely like a very conflicting thing because like it's a horrible thing to have to go through, and I'm sure you don't wish that on your own sister, like, and certainly not anyone. I get why you're relieved, like I do. I cannot explain every situation she's put me through my entire life, but I never saw her as a mom. I know it sounds harsh, but I would never want another soul to endure what I did.
Everything burns.
I just wish none of this happened, and I honestly do not truly know how to comfort her. I told her to talk to my other sisters because they both have had miscarriages and could support her better. My maid of honor thinks it's all a lie, and Libby's doing this to try and ruin my day. Oh, that's an interesting take. It would be an effective way of taking your wedding day away from you and making things kind of about her.
Yeah, it's mine, you understand? Mine, all mine!
I don't want to jump the gun and say that I believe that, but I wouldn't be surprised. You did say that when she can't steal the shine, she plays the victim. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I wouldn't be surprised is all I'm saying. I truly think it's all real, and I just want her to find peace and therapy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is hard. This is hard. I get why you're conflicted. People in the comments are saying that they don't believe she miscarried. I think her plan fell through and she's embarrassed.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Yup, someone let her know that Sissy knew she was going to say she was pregnant, so now she has to make drama some other way. That girl is poison. Ooh, okay. Interesting takes, guys. Here's the thing. Treat it as if she did miscarry, but don't let her, like, take away from your happiness, okay? If she says she can't come, give her the support that she needs. Check in on her. See if she's okay. But at the end of the day, you want to celebrate. This is your wedding or your wedding reception, and you have a right to focus on yourself that day. The focus is on her every other day of the year,
Oh, it's not fair.
I've been in situations before where like friends of mine had medical issues and, they weren't able to attend weddings or, they kept the issues to themselves. And like, it's just one day, it's one day where like if something bad is like a medical emergency or whatever, if the bride doesn't have to know about it or fixate on it on her wedding day, I just don't know if it's worth telling her. Like still, give her a reasonable amount of attention, make sure she's okay, because again, she could have actually miscarried. Like, let's not assume, but also taking into account that she tends to play the victim and make it about her in other ways. So my exact thought, how convenient that right after the family told OP she suddenly miscarried. Don't you dare change her plans or back down. She's probably trying to lull you into a false sense of calm. She knows you're soft, OP. She knows exactly how to play you and twist your emotions. I get it. You want to just relax and enjoy your day, but Cruella won't rest, so neither can you. Do not cancel the safeguards you have in place. OP responded, we haven't canceled any safeguards just in case. However, they did tell my parents they are also not coming due to her recovery now.
Oh, get well soon.
My parents are not exactly happy with her, and a lot of family isn't talking to her. It's a mixed bag on people truly believing her. Okay, interesting that your own family doesn't believe her. So we do have another update. OP updated and said, I figured I would share what I hope is my last update. My wedding reception was this past weekend and we had a blast. Oh, thank God. I'm so happy to hear. Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations.
The whole night, we were surrounded by amazing friends and family. Libby and John got there late to arrive, and my tribe of besties helped us avoid them the whole time. Okay, so they did come. Interesting that they weren't so distraught that they couldn't be there. Interesting. She apparently recovered immediately and was in good spirits. Okay, noted. It sucks that we have to be so jaded to even have these, like, feelings about people, Ugh. People that are manipulative are just so exhausting, Like, I'm a very face value kind of gal. There's a reason why I'm a dog gal, because I'm like, I either love you or I don't want to be around you. Like, there's no in between, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to manipulate people, because that is exhausting. Like, just because I know how to do it does not mean I want to do it.
No, thank you, though.
I almost always get caught in lies, so that's another thing. The few people that actually knew about what happened were concerned because she wasn't grieving. More like she was plotting. I don't know how to describe it. The following is all secondhand because, like I said, we were focused on us. Thank God. Good. So Libby and John hit the bar pretty hard to start. I had a few childhood friends have heated combos with Libby that I didn't find out about until the next day. Thank God they didn't tell you on the day of. Those are some good friends. Basically, Libby has never been the friendly one. There were several people that we were friends with growing up. However, I was close to a lot of them and they would avoid her like the plague. My parents never forced friendships because they felt that wasn't fair on anyone. One of my friends, Marie, was there with her new boyfriend. According to Marie, Libby started asking her questions on why she was at the reception. When Marie said that she'd been invited, Libby said she didn't understand why because apparently Marie and I are not friends.
I'm not sure if any of us can see what all this is supposed to mean.
Which is 100% not true because Marie and I have always been relatively close. We don't see each other that much, but we do stay in touch and talk on the phone. John apparently joined the conversation and said he thought it was odd that a lot of Libby's friends were at our wedding. When Marie asked what he meant, he said it was from his understanding that most of the family friends that were present were friends with Libby and not me. Marie laughed and said she's never been friends with Libby, turned to Libby and told her she needs to grow up. Basically, this style of conversation happened multiple times with several people to the point where John and Libby ended up leaving halfway through the evening. She even tried to get my best friends, including my maid of honor and planner, to come sit with her during certain wedding functions that they were participating in. My maid of honor kept asking her to repeat herself because clearly she wasn't hearing her correctly. Someone asked Libby if she was trying to ruin my big day. At this point, my family stepped in and asked Libby to leave. Most of the extended family knew about the miscarriage and thought all of her behavior was super weird. Yeah, this to me is like her tactics changed, you know? Yeah, to me, this is like she tried to ruin the wedding by, making some sort of announcement. Then she said she miscarried, and now she's at the wedding, supposedly totally fine and over her grief, kind of picking fights with people, saying negative things, making it kind of about her. And like, quite frankly, there's a time and a place to have these conversations, and it certainly is not at a wedding. Like for one day, can you put your drama aside for one day? For the love of God.
Jesus Christ!
I've had a lot of people messaging me about random things that she did or said, and they all apologized to me saying they hope she didn't ruin my day. She didn't. Period. As of current, she's going to be uninvited from Thanksgiving and possibly Christmas, which has blown up into a whole ordeal. Apparently, John planned to propose to Libby at our Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
My dad no longer thinks the miscarriage was real due to how she was behaving at the reception. There's lots of things that happened that I won't put in a list here, but I'm just thankful there was security, local PD on site. Libby has gone crazy. The last little bit was that we had in our thank you speech to all the guests about starting a family one day and maybe being blessed with a little boy's name or little girl's name. I swear, I thought Libby's eyes were gonna pop out of... Oh wait, so you then said the name out loud that she wanted to take at your wedding so everyone knows that it was your idea? That's good. That's good.
Pure genius.
I swear, I thought Libby's eyes were gonna pop out and steam come out of her ears. We think this is the moment that caused her to start the aggressive combos that led to her leaving early. John has messaged me since saying I purposefully campaigned with everyone to make Libby feel bad about herself. I haven't responded and Mark and I have decided to go no contacts. Ooh, John is in for a rough ride. My whole family's supporting us, so it's a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Either way, just happy it's over and that we had a blast. Here's to a new chapter with my favorite human. Thank you for being supportive and understanding. It's been great being validated during this time. I'm happy to hear that it went well. Happy to hear that you didn't let her ruin things. It sucks that this is your own sister, you know? Like, why can't people just have some social decorum? Just a little decorum for one day. Is it really that much to ask? I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Are you the a-hole for not wanting to compete with your sister at your own wedding? I mean, it wasn't a competition until she made it one. But no, you're not. We got some more sister wedding drama, honey. I ain't going nowhere. Am I the a-hole for allowing my 5'11" sister to wear 7-inch heels to my wedding? When my husband and I first met through a dating website, we discovered not much longer after that we had younger siblings the same age. I, female 22 at the time, and my husband, then male 26, both had siblings that were the exact same age. When we introduced our families to each other, our then 17-year-old siblings decided to date each other. Okay, but they're like, that's, oh, okay. With a 2-hour driving gap between the two of them, they had a lot of problems. After they both graduated, they decided to move in together after many protests from us. We sat them down and explained they needed to be sure at the ripe old age of 18 that living together was a smart idea. At this point, I'm 23 and my partner's 27, and we're expecting our first baby. Keep it in the family, eh? Oh my goodness. My husband proposed to me that Christmas and all was well. We had our baby in April and soon after, our siblings broke up. Our siblings broke up.
Thank God I'm free of that nightmare.
As soon as we were semi-financially recovered from giving birth to a little girl, we immediately hit the ground running planning our wedding. Obviously, both of those siblings would be in our bridal party, and it just coincidentally lined up according to the order he wanted for his groomsmen and the order I wanted for my bridesmaids that the siblings would walk together. By the time of the wedding, my sister is now with someone else and having a baby. I invite sisters, then boyfriend, and baby daddy to the wedding. In my mind, this man will always be in my life as he's the father of my niece, whether or not him and my sister stay together, and I will not regret him having at my wedding.
I regret nothing. The end.
Brother-in-law and mother-in-law flip out when they somehow find out that my sister's boyfriend / baby daddy would be in attendance at the wedding. Mother-in-law, who in herself is a certified narcissist nut job, started causing so many issues involving the wedding. My husband and I saw nothing wrong, and we would have invited brother-in-law's girlfriend if he had one. We then started receiving phone calls about how rude and inconsiderate husband and I were for forcing the siblings to walk down the aisle with each other.
Get over it.
Okay. Walk down the aisle with each other. I mean, it's not that deep. It's not like you're saying that they're together. Maybe did they have like a bad breakup or something? Like they were siblings at the end of the day. Like they still kind of are. So I'm just saying. It caused huge problems and was a huge source of stress for my husband and I. After we sat down and talked, my husband and I decided that we would bump brother-in-law down one on the lineup and have him walk with my other sister. Okay, seems like a decent solution. He then had a problem with that as brother-in-law is short and my sister is not.
I am short, fat, proud of that.
Off. Then that started a whole other wave of problems. Oh, do not bring me problems on my wedding day. Ever. Do not bring the bride and groom problems. It's not about you. I had had enough and told them to shut their mouth and to be grateful that they're in our wedding at all after everything they put us through, and suggested if they had such a problem with it, they could back out. Honestly, this is kind of why I didn't have like a wedding party. People in the wedding party are like, it's just so annoying. Like you just never know, right? Like you never, it's just like this best friend competition. And like, there's just always weirdness, it seems, with wedding parties. I don't know.
You would be amazed.
No one could have really foreseen this because this is just a really stupid turn of events, but you get what I mean, you know? Like at this point, I would literally say like, I don't want a wedding party. You guys are being stupid.
That's stupid.
Brother-in-law and mother-in-law chose to wring my name through the mud, calling me all sorts of names and turning my husband's family against me. That's when I called my sister and let her know she's in fact allowed to wear the 7-inch heels she's so truly loved as payback to my short brother-in-law for causing drama where it was unnecessary. Oh, wow. Why does it matter if she's next to a guy that's shorter than her when they aren't dating? Like, even if they were dating, it doesn't really matter, but like, why? Is it really that insecurity inducing? Tall women do exist, just FYI. Brother-in-law, none the wiser to this decision, showed up on the day of the wedding and got ready with the groomsmen, came out for pictures with the bridesmaid, and suddenly realized he was walking down the aisle with my sister and her pretty shiny heels who towered over him. Photos of that day. Learned a lot from Charlotte Dobre about how to get revenge by moving in the shadows. So are you the a-hole for allowing your 5'11" sister to wear 7-inch heels to my wedding? Why do you even have to ask that? I was definitely intrigued to find out more, but like, come on now. They had that much of a problem of the sister being taller than the brother-in-law? Really? Actually, it was they wanted to punish the sister who was the high school ex. But seriously? And why was everyone else going, oh yeah, OP sucks because her sister is tall? It just sounds like this family is a bit much. No, you are not the a-hole. All right, we got one more little one for you guys.
Say hello to my little friend.
Would I be the a-hole if I called ahead to ask the bridal boutique to not let my sister-in-law try on wedding dresses at my appointment? Throwaway account for obvious reasons. All names are fake. I, 25 female, am worried that I might be a bridezilla. My soon-to-be sister-in-law, Brianna, is planning to use my appointment to try on dresses.
Wait, what?
Okay. She's already married, but did not have a big wedding. When I invited her to my appointment, she started talking about trying on dresses to convince her husband to renew their vows. Make your own appointment, dude. She said her mom, who is also coming to my appointment, could take pictures and send them to her husband. Now, I'm not someone who needs everything to be about me all the time. However, I would appreciate being the main focus of my own bridal appointment. Yeah, it's one thing if you're like, oh yeah, like try on a dress, like whatever, but like she just literally just made that decision for you.
No, don't like that.
Why can't she just make her own appointment? I'm sure you'd be happy to go support her. I don't want to have to maneuver around Brianna while trying on dresses for my big day and have everyone's attention split between the two of us. Yeah, no. This sounds super messy and weird. And logistically kind of difficult as well. Like, imagine you're kind of like sharing the mirror and she like wants like her turn to like go and stand in front of the mirror and try on the shoes and like you have to switch. No, like the fact that she even thinks that this is okay is a little weird. It's one thing if you offer and say, you know, by all means try on a dress, but it's an entirely different thing for her to assume that it's okay to try on wedding dresses at your wedding dress appointment. Besides that, I invited Brianna because I wanted her to be present on such an exciting day, and she won't be if she's focusing on her own dresses. That part too. Like, you're inviting her because you also want her opinion on your dresses. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand Brianna wanting to try on dresses and renew her vows, but I feel like she should schedule her own appointment. You'd be correct about that. I only get an hour with my bridal consultant, and I don't want any of it wasted on finding dresses for Brianna to try on. I'm a very non-confrontational person, so I'm considering calling ahead and asking the boutique if they could shut Brianna down for me if she actually tries to use my appointment for herself. My friend and my sister both said I should call ahead, but I'm conflicted. So, would I be the a-hole if I called the bridal boutique to ask them to handle my sister-in-law if she tries to make my appointment about her? I mean, you could, like, you're not the a-hole if you do that. I just feel like this is an issue that's gonna keep happening. Like, you kind of need to like put your foot down a little bit with this person.
Tell her that.
You could just kind of like make a joke about it, you know? Just point it out. Just be like, oh, so like, sorry, are you trying to make my bridal appointment about you? And just say like, listen, would love to support you. Would love to attend a fitting of your own. I really value your opinion and I want you to attend my dress appointment fully present and focused on me.
You got that?
Is that like a little bit, but that's okay. You are not a bridezilla by asking the appointment, since it's only an hour, be focused on you and not splitting time between a self-centered sister-in-law. Especially since the time would be split with someone already married. Yeah, I don't understand why. No, she's trying to make it about her, honestly. It's a little attention seeking.
I know people think that I just say things to be shocking.
Good Lord, I'd be laughing so hard at this attention me behavior at someone else's dress appointment. Some well-meaning friend needs to shut that diva-like attitude down with a bug in her ear. Note, I might be slightly more confrontational about boundaries than OP. And to be honest, most shops would not allow it. They book appointments for a reason. So they have a room and an assistant for the bride and the bride only. It's not TJ Maxx. It's not really one of those things where there's just like a bunch of fitting rooms. I have been to wedding dress appointments that are like that, but most of them are like one room with chairs, one fitting room, and only space for one person to change at a time. And then maybe the assistants to go back there and help. So there ain't space for this person. And like, why the need to try on wedding dresses when she's already married? That's super weird. No, this is attention-seeking behavior for sure.
If you keep screaming your name, it forces the assailant to acknowledge you as a human.
And I do kind of think that like you can ask someone else to do it for you, but like I also think that you should put your foot down and set a boundary because this is a little not so. Call ahead, it's an appointment, you don't share it. Either she dominates your appointment or you put your foot down now and it doesn't continue through the rest of the planning. I agree. This OP, you have to stop this people-pleasing behavior now. I agree. Remaining silent or avoiding having these uncomfortable conversations with your future sister-in-law and mother-in-law to keep the peace never truly keeps the peace. You're essentially like letting them sort of walk all over you. I genuinely do think that you need to say something. So no, you would not be the a-hole, but you're kind of being an a-hole to yourself by not setting a boundary.